Okay, I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, Idlon's not. He's still got his head down, letting the rain kind of wash over.
Okay, so um, yeah, so I guess when Keiranu says to stop, I stop, and then when I hear uh, my sister start saying that to Pakaz, um, I just like stare at her in absolute horror at like the words coming out of her mouth. And then when she says kill her, if asks if I'm gonna kill her, then I look very startled at that. And this whole time I'm like trembling. But then she asks if I'm gonna like let her kill Master Lafon, and then I start even more violently at that.
What are you saying? What happened to you? Don't talk like that. What is going on? Please don't say those things.
Oh, don't you know? You left me with mother and father. They had no idea what to do with you, so what would they know to do when your little sister, just as powerful as you, got captured by the Sith? I wasn't as strong, though. My will wasn't, anyway. So here I am, with him, the man who took away my brother.
Please tell me this is all just a joke. Please tell me that you also don't have sensitivity and can touch the Force. That can't be. I mean, what are the odds of that?
Does anyone want to interject at this point?
I've only got one more thing to try that would require proper action.
I'd say you'd have an action.
Okay, why not? I'll try this too. I want the lightsaber to go out, if possible. Can't hurt to try.
You reach out, and this time it does seem to go through, but you realize the lightsaber is not real. And when you try and fizzle it out, it does nothing. It sort of just seems to pass through. Again, the female Selkath smiles at you, but this time she doesn't say anything, almost like she's not wanting to quite reveal what you just figured out.
And I immediately speak up and say, I guess that lightsaber isn't real. None of this is real. I just tried to drain its power. Nothing happened. It's not there. Kaz yawns and then just puts his head on his hand, resting on his leg.
The Whippet coughs and pulls out his hand towards you. Shayalu, listen to your friends. This place, it messes with your mind. Listen to them. She, at this point, just looks at him, and she says, shut it, old man. This isn't between you and me anymore.
Okay, so whenever she speaks, and like you can just see me like shuddering, and I like start crying, and like you can see tears coming out of my eyes at like whenever she says like cruel things, and I just like stare at her in horror. But then I say to Keiranu,
Master, are you here? You told me to come seek the gambler. Is this really you? I need to save you.
and then I will turn to the others and say,
You guys have to help me rescue my master.
He doesn't need rescuing. Your sister isn't real.
But look at his injuries. He's dying.
We've seen before
He
that
needs
these
saving,
illusions
not
can...
rescuing.
What?
He needs to be healed. He doesn't need to be rescued.
He coughs very loudly and says, I'm here. And as he's trying to get something out, you see your sister bringing the lightsaber closer to his neck and brings it in close enough to just barely touch him. She says one more word and I'll drive it through.
We've seen before that, illusion or not, this place can harm us.
Keisha, no, stop. Come over here and strike me down if you will, but don't hurt Master Karanu.
At this point, Frikaz would probably get up, if he can, and move somewhere, if he has the freedom to do so.
Yeah, you guys can move. It's a strange sensation. It's like walking on an ocean, but you're free to move. As you come closer, she draws the lightsaber even closer, which you didn't think was possible, but she manages to his face. I'll kill him. I will. Come any closer and he'll be dead.
Only on her angled properly, or it would have to be like, see, no, that would work.
Okay.
Just to see if anything actually can affect the illusion.
You see her be pushed back a little, and then she seems to resist it and comes back. And this time, when she comes back, she cuts into the Whippet's arm, revealing it, making another injury, and you hear him scream in pain. Don't test me. I'll kill him.
Be gone, illusion.
The Whippet this time coughs even more. You have to stop her. You have to.
Someone mind shooting her in the face for me? I don't exactly have a gun.
Okay, so when I
If I can...
see Pakaz go up there, or I'll just yell,
Because no, don't get back.
and then I'll also ask Keisha.
What do you want, Keisha?
I want you to admit that you left me behind. That you didn't give two thoughts about what you did when you left Manon. That you just left us here. You left for some grander destiny. The destiny he gave you. I want my brother back.
I will sort of pause, a little bit confused.
What are you talking about, Keisha? It was your idea. You were the one that came to me and told me that I had to leave. You're the one that told me that Master Karanu had been seen healing people around the docks.
She laughs at you. I was a little girl. I didn't know any better. I didn't know what it would be left behind, that I'd have these powers too, and I'd not know anything how to deal with them. I didn't know anything. Perfect opportunity for them.
Pakaz chimes in, and if you're real, then come with us.
I'll come with you once he's dead. And she keeps her lightsaber and she looks pointedly at the Whippet.
So
Even if
when
you are real, and if this is true, it's neither of their fault.
The Whippet tries again. It's no use. There's no reasoning. You have to stop her.
then I will stare at Kalani and Pakaz and say,
What? You guys think she might be real? That my sister's actually a Sith and that she's here? That's crazy. That would be horrible. What?
and then I'll just sort of like try to gather myself and start screaming again. But then I will also try to reach out and grab my master with the move object and pull him towards me.
Okay. Okay. out of nowhere, you reach out and pull your master close to you. You hear your sister scream in anger, and it's just like how you screamed before, just as painful, but it's more of a fury and an anger that only a long time of rage could be built up into. But your master floats over to you and lands next to you, still coughing, still hurting, but you can see there's relief in his eyes to be far away from her.
Picard steps right here. And
No.
with his staff on.
If I can move.
Yeah.
And everyone else sees his staff start to glow.
I'll move up there too.
Don't hurt her.
She screams, no, I won't let you take him away again. And she reaches her hand out and shoots something towards Pakaz.
I'm going to have to try and say no to that. And fail horribly. Yeah.
Wow, that's
The
horrible
dice
luck that you've
rolls
been
are
having.
weird.
Yeah. I'm going to use a force point and try to bolster that. If I can get a really good roll.
But you'd have to
I
get a
don't think-
6.
Yeah, I would. I'm trying to decide. Wait a minute. Let me pull up the rules for the power and see how it actually completely functions. Okay, yeah, no, I just fail. I'm not going to use a force point on that because there's almost no chance.
Disregard that. But that is accurate.
Ow.
Ow.
She screams, and as she does, purple lightning, similar to the clouds above you, shoot from her hand and straight into you, tensing every muscle in your body as this power that you've seen before Dakaya use, surges through you.
Wait a minute. I should be able to use another power for this.
And you already tried Rebuke.
Yep. I mean, it's also a reaction, but yeah, that's up to you. I don't think you can't use 2 reactions in a row, right?
No, I'm sorry.
I will yell no very loudly. But then I will also use my talent and give Keiranu 10 bonus hit points.
Alright, you see him as the little bit of healing enters his body. You see him look at you gratefully, and then he pulls you down and says, Shayalu, do you trust me?
Of course, Master.
Then believe me, stop her. She will only hurt you and your friends. Stop her. All right. So with that, I think we're now going to follow the initiative order. So Ajax, you're up. She just attacked Pakaz, who take 31 points of damage.
Yep, I just removed that.
Youchie.
Yep. I'm going to aim at her and fire.
Picaz is like on one of his knees right now, smoking. The only reason he's not flat on the ground is he's holding himself up with his staff.
That unfortunately will not hit. So as you
Yeah,
take aim,
that's such a bad roll.
so as you take aim, you don't even. I mean, she doesn't even dodge. It just goes past her. But you do see that after she lets out that lightning, she looks at you, and her fury rests on you. Ayland, you're up.
All right. Ayland will. Danger has been assessed. He is now motioning in true Republic soldier fashion. He will dash up, well, not dash, but move up here 6 spaces, and then he will aim his blaster at. What's her face? I'm sorry. Yeah, I know she's your sister Shiloh, but Keisha, and we'll fire. No aim, no deadly or dead eye bonus on this one.
All right, that will hit her.
Yeah, I take the dead eye bonus off, and now it hits.
The blaster bolt hits her in the shoulder, and she screams, but it's not just pain, it's anger too. And she pulls up her lightsaber even more with fury. I'll kill you all! Because it's your turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Rises to his normal height. And I'm probably going to use a force point here. Let me see on what. Yeah. I think I'll just use Force Slam again. And I'll add an extra force point into that for the +7 damage because Prakash is having none of this.
Alright. You see her fall back and fall on her back with her lightsaber. She manages to roll so that she doesn't hit that, but she gets slammed and she picks herself halfway up and she looks angry, but looks like she did take some damage. Alright, Kalani.
I am going to try something. Let's see if it works.
It fails. The whole universe implodes. The little box just goes wink and teleports away to someplace unknown.
Someplace even worse than the box.
Yeah. Ah, not bad.
Use the force point.
For 2 extra damage?
That's
I
2 extra
guess.
damage, alright. Or is that... Does that continue?
She can maintain it from round to round.
Okay, so if you maintain it from round to round, that's 2 extra damage around.
Fine, I need to use the first points anyway, right?
Yep.
Okay. She'll take 7 points of damage and a -1 to any of her attack rolls. And then if you want to maintain it, if you take any damage, you DC 15, and then it increases if you take damage. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
I just want to be really sure. All my uses of the force while we've been in this room count as part of the encounter, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Alright, Shalu. Your turn.
Okay, I will lay my hand on Master Keiranu and attempt to use Vital Transfer.
Okay. Okay. So, are you going to use a force point to avoid taking damage, or?
Well, I don't know. What level is he?
Hold up, looking stuff up.
This is like one of the few times I should have actually rolled lower than what I did and gone after Pakaz. That would have added a 1d6 to damage roll because she's prone and doesn't get reflex defense.
Yeah, but you take a -5 penalty shooting at a prone target.
In a point blank range, I get a +3, which means I only take a -2.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's true.
Okay, he is level 15. So 15 times 2 is 30, so that would be 30 that he heals.
Yeah, I guess I'll spend the force point.
Otherwise, you're looking at 15 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You see your master's life force surge with energy, and some of his wounds begin to close. He still looks battered, but not quite as bad. And he uses you to kind of get himself to stand up a bit, and he nods. He says, "You're doing fine. Just keep at it." It's her turn.
Oops.
There you go. It didn't show up for me. This first one will be the one
User
that.
in your channel timed out.
Uh-oh.
Wonder who that was.
That was Kyrath.
Oh dear.
Kind of the most important person right now.
Yep.
User joined your channel.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
That was weird.
Okay, so you see her already enraged form surge with like dark energy. It becomes red and pale, and her veins seem to sort of stand out. And she looks at you, Kalani, with rage. I'll kill you all! She charges at you.
Oh.
Oh boy. I don't know if can I even try block with that with the nat 20? Ow.
I'll
get a
let you,
nat
but I
20.
think you'll have to get a natural 20.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Exactly what I was hoping for.
And your force powers get recharged.
No, so that why is that even, that shouldn't even be showing up.
Oh, that's right.
You're using the force
talent.
to guide your blade technically as a power.
It's a talent though. It's not
I know.
counted.
Alright, you dodged a bullet because that would have been 32 points of damage right there.
Yeah. Ouch.
Okay,
Or would it be 26 if we're just doubling the damage one?
nope, she used her power to increase it.
Oh.
Yeah, that was about what you needed because she's really powerful right now. Okay, so I'm gonna say you block
That
the
was just-
lightsaber.
That was just.
Okay. So
Sorry.
no, wasn't expecting that. That's legit. I think I'm gonna give you something for that, actually.
Yeah, and this. Well, I'm still using Force Light, and this is probably quite the display. I'm imagining
Okay,
lightsabers flaring, me just lit up.
in a moment of almost legendary action, you watch as the Sith woman just charges with energy. Kalani, there is fear in her eyes for a moment, but then a stern sort of determinedness and a knowing that I have to protect my friends. I've been through a lot today. I can take care of this. She pulls up her lightsaber and they two clash, and there's a long tense moment where the two of them are pushing against each other. The woman seems to get the upper hand, and she pulls down just enough that Kalani, the lightsaber singes your face just for a moment, but then you push back and pull her back forward. She has to take a step back and looks at you. So you'll take 6 points of damage because that was the added on thing that she gets from making an attack, but you've blocked the rest of it, so you only take 6.
So you have a cool lightsaber scar for your face now. It's proof that you blocked a natural 20 with a natural 20.
There you go.
Now where are those rules for maintaining Force Light? Oh dear. Scrolling back up.
So
When
the
you take
fortunate,
damage, you gotta do a roll, I think.
so the fortunate thing is instead of rolling above a 15 and a 32 put together,
Yeah.
you now only have to roll above a 15 and a 6 together. So that would be a 21 to maintain that on your turn. So,
Is that now or my turn? I'm
on your
confused
turn.
now.
Roll that on your turn.
Okay.
With that, Ajax, with that marvelous display, it's your turn.
Oh wow. I still can't believe that happened. I was saying I was toast and then
Yeah, he'll take that opportunity to fire again.
Alright, that'll hit.
And also, the damage threshold gets treated as 5 less when I hit someone for condition track stuff.
You mean if you roll above her threshold?
So if I roll, so when comparing damage to her damage threshold, it's like her damage threshold is 5 less than it really is. So like if she had 15, it would treat it like 10. So if I rolled an 11, it would be above her damage threshold.
Is that with your aim stuff, or just with anytime you fire your blaster?
No, that's devastating attack. That's whenever. That's in the soldier's tree.
Okay.
I like it a lot. We just never had an opportunity to use it while I was level 3.
Yeah.
Okay. That will definitely hit. So... And, okay. Right, that hit goes straight through her armor and seems to do quite a bit of damage. She seems to be pained, but it doesn't stop her, and she just gathers herself for the next blow. Ayland, you're up.
All right. Aelin will take 4 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and will fire from here. And that is not an aimed shot, so it doesn't get the extra dice.
Okay. So then that would be a 10.
No, the damage on it is fine.
Okay.
I just didn't add in the extra dice.
Oh, okay.
In other words, it's a 3d8. I managed to get the best blaster in the market.
Alright then. That blow 2 also does a significant amount of damage as you guys kind of just pin her from both sides, and you see her kind of she moves with him, but she's still holding her own. Akash, you're up.
Okay, so I want to try something. What are her clothes like? What is she wearing?
Like a black leather garment that covers all the way up except up to her head and her shoulders, which are bare, and then her wrists are wrapped in like a black leather wrappings.
Is there wiggle room in between the clothes and her skin? Is it loose or is it form-fitting?
Pretty form-fitted. I mean, there's like holes now where Ayland and Ajak blasted her, but...
Well, that ruins my idea. But I will do this instead. Wait a minute. Do you know what size object my staff is?
Probably like probably like tiny.
Okay, I need to check something real quick. I need to pull up
Or
the rule
wait,
book.
no,
I forgot.
staff? If the staff is as big as you, then it's probably gonna be small.
Okay, yeah, because it would probably come a little higher than me, but it's made for my size, so I just need to check something real quick.
Is it like a quarterstaff? Like it gets 2 attacks, or is it smaller than that?
Yeah, it gets 2 attacks.
Okay.
It's a quarterstaff for a short kill.
So I think like a two-handed object is normally one size larger in the weapon category than the person who's wielding it. So if you're a small character, it'd be a medium weapon, but that counts as a small object. Because weapons are actually one size smaller as objects than they are as weapons.
Okay, then it would still probably work for what I'm gonna try to do. Here's the page. Okay, let me look. Alright, let me check what the damage on my weapon is. Yeah, no, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to move in and let me close this real quick. That's probably not going to hit. You know what? I'm going to use a force point. Why not? No, that's pretty good.
A 25 will hit. Or a 20, I'm sorry. Alright, are you just gonna whack her, or are you doing more?
Yep, with my energy stuff. It glows extra bright when I do this one.
Well, I'm just going to point out that since the only other time we've seen you use that overcharging thing, you exploded something. I am going to like shut my eyes and wince and look away.
The whole party winces and looks away.
Okay. Great. Because as soon as you put your staff to her and hit her, you hear this pain scream. This is more like actual pain instead of just fury. You then hear her almost can't because it's so high pitched, but Shiloh, you can make out the words, "Stop them! They're going to kill me! They're going to kill me!" Screamed out. Kalani, your turn.
Huh? What? What just happened?
Bakash just beat her with a stick and she screamed.
A glowing stick.
I will try to maintain the first light.
Okay. That's going to be...
Isn't that the same roll?
You needed to roll a 21, so you're good.
Yeah, I don't know. All of a sudden the dice like me. It gave me just what I needed.
Alright, I think it's a swift action to maintain it, so you can attack her too.
So she takes 7 damage from that.
That's true. You see she is on her last legs. She still has her lightsaber up and she's still trying to fight, but it's not going to take much to knock her down.
Can I yell something as a free action?
Sure.
Please, we're trying to stop her, not kill her. She's my sister.
Okay, I want to try to disarm her rather than kill her, even if it's just the. Even if it seems like it's probably an illusion, there's the possibility that it's not as well.
The lightsaber, at
was an
minimum, is an
illusion, so that's confusing. But just in case.
All right. Make an attack roll.
I don't remember the rules for disarming or whatever, but
The rules are you cry because it's ridiculous.
yeah.
Just
Pretty
make
much.
it an attack roll. And we'll go from there.
Mm.
Man, I was really hoping for a 1, but oh well.
Why?
Because then you would have disarmed her.
Removed her arm.
Right, you do.
And I was
manage-
hoping to avoid that joke.
So close. Alright, so you take your lightsaber and instead of going for her, you take your arm out and thwack! Bang the lightsaber out of her hand. You see it, she loses grip and she starts walking back stunned. Not quite sure what to do at this point. Shialu, you're up.
Okay, I will run over there. That's 6 paces. And I'll say,
Keisha, you need to stop this now.
She looks at you, wounded and very much in pain. But for the first time, her eyes soften, and she looks at you, and you see in her face the same sister you've always known. And she looks and she says, "No, I need you to come home." And as she says that, her form vanishes, completely disappears.
and then I instantaneously drop to my knees and just like start sobbing in relief that it was just an illusion.
Pikazu's staff just shuts off, stops glowing, and he walks up and puts a hand on his shoulder and he says, "See, I told you." And they're probably about, eye to eye at this point.
Kalani takes a big, deep breath and sigh of relief, and puts away her lightsaber.
Then I will look at them all, especially Kalani, gratefully.
Thank you.
And I imagine the light around Kalani dims away. She relaxes.
And then I will look over quickly to see if Master Kiranu also disappeared or if he's still there.
You look over and you see the somewhat patched up figure of your master, still coughing, still having struggling standing, but he still stands. And he looks at you, and there's almost a hint of a smile as he says, "Well done."
Then I smile as well, and then I go back over to him.
Master, is it really you?
Yes, I'm happy to say no, it is really me.
How did you get in this situation here?
Well, maybe it would be better if you started by telling me how you got here.
And I will chuckle faintly.
Well, that's quite a long story, Master. Although, before we talk about anything else, I do have one urgent question. Just to put my mind at ease, just because the illusion of Keisha had force sensitivity here, there's no reason to suspect that she does in real life, right?
And I sort of like say it pleadingly.
He looks at you, and his exterior softens, and he shakes his head. Shayalu, I'm sorry. I thought you knew. The Force flows strongly through family members. Sometimes they can remain dormant for generations, but then one child is born, and his siblings have just as much potential for it as he does. If I were to guess, the Force is trying to tell you something. More than likely, it's that your sister is Force sensitive and in the same dangers you are at home.
So as he says that, I sort of start shaking my head and looking at him aghast. And then when he says, perhaps the Force is trying to tell you something, I like recoil violently as I just think like very negative consequences of like what that might mean.
Master, we have to get back to Manon as soon as possible. I can't believe that I left her there.
He chuckles lightly. You didn't leave her. She sent you. She knew what was best, as did I. You could not have known what we are being shown. But I trust the Force, and I trust that is why it is telling you now to return. But lest I miss my guess, you've come here for greater reasons. We must finish those reasons first.
Yes, Master. The group of us, we've come because we are trying to prevent the Sith from destroying an innocent planet, a colony of Telos.
Then the final missing piece of my puzzle is put into place.
Does this have anything to do with the reason why you came to Korriban?
Yes. Yes. I felt a great darkness coming from this planet, more than the usual. I had heard rumors that people's lives are in danger. Not just the normal from war, but many. I was warned too late about the attack on Telos. That is why I did not come back for you. I did not know it was there that they would strike first. I had heard that the Empire was amassing a large force, and not that their goal would be to eliminate life on a massive scale. I had to try and stop it. But first, I needed information. I needed to know where to go. My travels led me here. But this place, as you can see, you weren't ready. I didn't think for this place. It's dark, and only a few can come here. Plus, not to brag, but my own serenity and pull towards the light makes me a bit of a beacon, and I didn't want to risk you in the process. At any rate, I tracked rumors. I knew I couldn't get to the temple. That would be suicidal. But I heard of a local hero, a man they called the Gambler, who had saved many of his people and provided shelter for those from the Sith. I came to him. I assume he offered you the same deal. Questions in exchange for participating in his box. I could sense the force within it, but it wasn't menacing. It wasn't of the Sith. It was more inviting. Like it wanted to show me something. So I went in. But I did not anticipate the strength of this place. And unfortunately, on my own, some of the things that they used against my past became difficult. As you can see, I didn't fare so well. And I didn't count on the people that would be here. A group of them. They were not as calm or as peaceful as I, and saw me as one of the illusions. I barely escaped with my life. When I felt your presence, I was trapped in a room I couldn't figure a way out of. I didn't want to bring you here, but I was not stupid enough to assume that I could get out of here on my own. I knew I needed help. You were the only ally I had here, so I reached out. Hoped you would come. Hoped my phrase would be enough. And you made me proud by being here.
Well, it warms my heart to see you again, Master. I'm glad that we were able to help you, and I can see why communicating with you is so difficult if you were stuck trapped here in this box. Although I'm very glad that the Sith did not get their hands on you. And as much as I wish that I could have accompanied you to Korriban, I guess that's rather silly of me, because I probably would not have been able to contribute much. And the Tia flows in mysterious ways, and it brought me here with these others at this time. And hopefully we can continue what you and we have started.
Yes, I agree. But first we need to get out of here. And we need to ensure that Delos is the last place that is hit. No, I'm not quite sure how long I've been in here, but the ache in my bones and the emptiness of my stomach would say that it has been quite a while. Which means we have likely lost more time than we wish to. So, where to? As he says this, a door just sort of arises from the ocean behind Pakaz.
I always forget I don't need to put his name when I type /me.
I am glad you are alright, and I'm honored to meet you.
Good point. I don't think you have showed me the name of your companions and brave heroes, apparently.
Kalani kind of has suddenly shy, sort of blushing look. Not that you can really see a blush, but that sort of look.
Kaz just looks haggard as he hands the canteen to the Wibbid.
He nods and takes it. My name is Kairanyu. I am this one's teacher. And he kind of elbows Shiloh. And your name, I believe you are Kel, if I'm not mistaken, as he drank some of the contents.
He nods and replies, Pekaz.
Kalani gives a short bow and says, I am Kalani Starfire, a Jedi Padawan.
A Jedi. Well met. I have deep respect for Jedi. Well, some Jedi. But I'm sure you're among them. And he looks to you, Aelin, and Ajak.
Aelin, at about this time, turns around, takes a couple of formal steps forward, and gives a full Republic-style greeting. Salutations, sire. I am Aelin Kaleth. I've been traveling with your student here, who's quite the master, or seems to be, at least in what you use of the Force. I'm not 100% sure of what it is, but I don't have much knowledge of it myself, but it is a sight to behold, that is for sure.
Yes, you are right. And I'm under no illusion that my student is not one of the more gifted ones. He has made me proud on more than one occasion.
As he has saved our lives.
And you, Armored One, if I'm not mistaken, you are a member of the proud Mandalorian race. I respect the sense of honor your people have.
Ajak Bjorn, and I appreciate that you respect that. If you don't mind me saying, we might want to keep the pleasantries to a minimum. We're kind of on a ticking clock here. We want to save the people, not talk away while they get blasted from space. So let's move.
Yes.
He chuckles.
We have spent much time here already.
He chuckles loudly until he starts coughing and realizes it hurts to laugh, but he nods. Yes, well, I do like to prattle on a bit, but you're right. We need to get moving. After you, he says to you, because as the door is directly behind you.
Pekaz turns around and walks out the door.
And Kalani follows.
And Ajak follows.
Aelin will bow and give a after you to the two left.
And then you guys can see that although he still looks a little troubled, Shiloh's also like clearly very happy that he's back and he's found his master and that he could meet all of you. So he's sort of like a little bit beaming with happiness, but there's also like some sadness too.
Happy, but with a shadow on the horizon.
Yep.
Do you require any more medical attention, Master, before we continue? I have some med packs with me.
He puts his hand up. Oh, no. Save those for later. We don't know what's going to be in the next room. I'm well enough. I can shake some of it off as we get going.
Okay.
Then I will start walking towards the door, making sure that he's well enough to follow me.
All right, he follows after you, limps a bit, but he seems to be able to stand on his own 2 feet and he tries to give off an air that he's less injured than he really is, but you, being his apprentice and spending enough time with him, you can tell he's hiding a lot of it. But he keeps his stiff upper lip and he smiles to you as he walks through the door.
Aelin will follow them as the last one in there.
All right. And this is where we will end it for the night.
Oof. Yikes. That was that was something.
Yep. And thank you for joining us in on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and kill the recording. Y'all can't listen to the rest of the banter. Ha 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 ha.